Good afternoon, everyone. It's the Saints man, small van driver on the CX, and it's Sunday afternoon, the 17th. This is looking back on what I did Thursday and Friday. I did a video up to Wednesday. I had Wednesday off, had the van serviced, and this is a video Thursday, Friday, and actually a little job today, this morning. So we'll go to Thursday. I hadn't got nothing booked in, and I picked a job up. It took a little bit longer than normal, 9 o'clock, sort of picked a job up to go to Copthorne, which is right near Gatwick, and it was only 2 mile away down the road, 3 mile away down the road, and it was to go near Gatwick, which is a good area to get work anyway, so quite happy to do that. And it was to pick up 3 pairs of brackets to go in a distribution centre, a brand new distribution centre which are being built, and it's the next junction down from Gatwick, and they're building a Amazon. Of course they are. And it's in the process of being built. And the brackets I was taking was 3 pairs of brackets. They weighed best part of 60 kilos, something like that, 50 kilos each. Took 2 people to get them in the van. 3 pairs of cast iron outside, and they were to hold security gates. There was brackets that open security gates. Cast iron, heavy. That's probably one of the heaviest loads I've had on the van, because I had 3 pairs of them, and it was about 300 kilos. And with the I had a box with them as well of bolts, but my van's got upgraded springs. It didn't even tip it on the back; it kept it square. But just poodled down the motorway, averaging 65 motorway all the way. It is from where I was. Got great miles per gallon. I got 56 miles per gallon, 57 miles, 56.7 miles all the way there. But just doing 65, nice and simple. Yeah, easy to find. And easy to take off, because the 2 guys there were whipping them off as quick as I could. You know, as I opened the back doors, they opened them, took them off. Easy, 5-minute job. Then I picked up a load. I thought there's a lay-by near where I was with a snack wagon in, and I thought I'd just go and have a little sit, do me figures on this, and jobs were popping up everywhere. And I was thinking, well, I want to keep local, because I'm not worth being out for. I've got a blood test Friday morning. So there was a job popped up from Slinford to Luton, LU2. Slinford was about 12 miles from me. Quoted on it, quoted quite high, and got a phone call pretty quick saying, that job you quoted to Luton, LU2, are you okay to do it? I says, yep. He says, it's a bit of an urgent one. He says, but I don't want you to take it to LU2. He says, some numpty's not picked it up. He said, I've got a driver coming down to meet you. He says he's going to be at Cobham Services, which is junction 9, 10, something like that. It's round by Leatherhead. Next one up from Leatherhead on the M25. So he says, can you price it up? I said, you give me the miles, how far it is from where I'm picking up to where it is. I'll tell you the miles I've got to get there. Times it by my mileage per mile, and I'll do it. And it worked out at £45. He says, can you do it for 30? No. I said, I'm in such a good area, mate. I said, I've got quotes. And there was jobs pinging pretty much regular. I says, it's 45. That's my mileage, and I'll stick to that. But you're more happy to find someone else. And he said, no, do it. He said, I've got to have it done, and yeah, that's fine. He says, I was just trying to be a bit cheeky because it's been cocked up once already. So I says, fair enough. So I said, send it through and I'll start moving. And he did, and it was 2 parcels, and I've got to meet his driver. And when I got there, he was in a centre. I had to go on like a pad thing and sign in an aviation thing, it's pretty regular, that is. Put in my reference number, then they bring the goods to you. And sure enough, it was 2 items in the back of the vans. And yeah, got up to Cobham, and he says, I'll give you the driver's number. Can you ring him before you get to Cobham? And when you going in, he'll shout you, which he did. It was pretty easy in the end. And met his driver. He got a white little Escort, and he waving like hell. I said to him, I've got a silver Citroen, and I said, I'm 5 minutes away, and he come in, and we're all sorted. So, I thought I'll have a bit of lunch now. Cobham, a bit expensive actually. Nice new services, but a bit expensive. And I was looking for a local job. I didn't want to go into London. I don't know why, I just didn't. I don't know, just didn't want to go into it. It was all into W1, EC2, and we don't rock my boat that day. It just takes too long. And there was a job on there, Reading to Slough, which was pick up 10 to 4. And now I was 30 miles away, from Reading, and it was a 20-mile journey. It's taking the COVID kits from Regis Building to Slough, which goes around the back of the Regis Building, and loads of people go there. Now they don't go to Norwich, it goes to Slough. And I just thought they might struggle with that one. So it was 50 miles all in. So I quoted 39 quid. Now it's only a 20-mile journey, so I didn't expect to get it, but I did. I got it straight away. And I was 45 minutes away because the motorway was a bit long. So I got it at just on 3 o'clock. So I got to shoot straight off, so I did. And I got there at 5 to 4 because it was traffic. But it's fine. It's 4 o'clock pickup, 10 to 4 to 4 o'clock. He was waiting to give me it straight away, so there was no waiting around at Reading. I've been to this pod at Reading a few times. Yeah, jobs are good. Took it to Slough. It's 20 miles up the road. But because it's 4 o'clock, traffic was quite heavy. It wasn't too bad. I got there 20 to 5. Easy. It's if you've done these COVIDs, is to a pod, the box, e-signs, you're away. It's as quick as that. And the box is only light. There was only 7. It's light. It's in a box. It's not hard. It's pretty. Yeah, I don't mind doing them because I know there's no aggro. There's going to be no aggro. There's going to be no, oh, we've got to find this part. We've got to wrap it on a pallet. There's nothing like that. But as I was coming into Slough, I thought, well, I'm a bit short to get me 200, my target of 200. And I thought, well, I need something to get me over or somewhere near. I was a bit, And a job popped up. About 2 miles from Slough. And a job popped up on my phone. Slough to Watford. SL1. And I thought, well, I'm going that way home anyway. And it was pick up ASAP within an hour. So I quoted straight away. I just put a quick quote, 30 quid. And I thought, well, it ain't far out my way. It's virtually on my way home. But I thought, there's got to be loads of drivers in Slough because everyone's going with these COVIDs. But I got it. Yeah, the phone went. I hadn't even delivered me COVIDs. And the phone went. You're right to that job? I said, yeah, I was coming into Slough. I said, I'm delivering to SL1, so it can't be too far away. I says, I should be with you in about half an hour, tops. I said, may even be less. Brilliant. It's just 3 lots of fabric and graphic stuff like on rolls. He said, it's going to Watford. He says, they're going to wait for you. Okay. So I delivered me COVIDs, quickly did the paperwork, put the postcode in. I was about 300 yards away. Literally. Because the COVID place in Slough is on the back of the Regis in the car park. I went up the top, turned left, onto the main road, right again. That was my pickup. Quoted 30 quid, and it was little more than 30-something miles, 34, 35 miles, rings a bell. On the way home anyway, so that was my bonus. That was a lucky bonus, because I didn't check the drivers of nearby, but there was loads of jobs going to Slough, so I don't know, but I was very happy with that. So that day I did 292 miles, because when I got to Watford I drove home then. I was home by 7:30. I didn't start till 9 o'clock, so I did 10.5 hour day. I did 292 miles and £190. 65p a mile it worked out of, which is pretty good. So it was a late start. I like to start before 9. I do like to get on, but it didn't work out, so hey. But it's been a bitty day, because there was jobs before I picked that one up. If I'd have stayed out, I could have got a long job somewhere. There was a job to Newcastle, job to Cardiff, and that would have got me more money. Stayed out, come home Friday, but I got a blood test for my diabetes on Friday, which was cancelled Wednesday at the last minute. So I had to come home. It's been a really bitty week this week. I've not been able to get a flow of a long job because I've got to get back home. Anyway, so Friday morning, blood test, 8 o'clock. So I got all my gear in a van. The blood test, my doctor's surgery is about 2 mile away. Blood test went okay. Took the blood test. And in the car park looking for jobs. But I thought, no, what I'll do, I'm going to come back home because I had to do a 12-hour fast. So I had no breakfast, nothing, tea, nothing. So I come home. And a job popped up from Northampton, again, the same industrial estate as what I'm doing, to Stanford Lee Hope. I think that's how you pronounce it. SS postcode, Southend postcode, near Basildon, between Basildon, sort of nearer London than that. And it was from a shipper that I've worked for a good bit, and a local shipper. And I phoned up, and he says, Dave, just put a quote on. I'm so busy, I'm on my own. He says, there's two on there, quote on one, and I'll send it over. And there was one to Nottingham and one to Stamford-le-Hope. I'd already worked out the mileage on the Stamford-le-Hope one, and what I wanted, 75 quid, and it was 100 miles, just under 100 miles, and he sent it straight over. So that was great. I took my breakfast with me, 2 bits of toast, carried them, and went out. Sorted that out. So again, I didn't start till 9:15 after the blood test coming home. I didn't actually leave the house till 9:15 to get the job. Stamford-le-Hope, then I dropped that straight away. It was a residential, which was easy. It was from a solicitor's who I've done this work for the shipper, and he gets a lot of work from this solicitor, and it's always documents or a monitor or something very little. And it was a screen and a monitor. So that was that done. I'm looking for a job then, and it's pinging. It's Friday, isn't it? Bang, bang, bang. It's pinging. It was, and because I'm 30-mile radius on my phone, oh my God, there must have been about 30 jobs. I just flick through them. Anything, flick through them, see what's nearby. There was one on there, Basildon to Crawley. Again, back to Gatwick. I thought I'll quote on that because it's a good job. Round 20, I'll get a bit of mileage, keep out of London a little bit. Gatwick, and hopefully I'll pick someone up going round the west of London. Sort of Slough up to the top there, up to Emil. And I quoted on it and got it. He phoned up, he says, yeah, got it, mate, I'll send it straight over to you, it's 4 boxes. I said, okay. And from printers. Fair enough. A little unit in Basildon. Got there, no problem. Backed up. Went in to see her. It's typical printers. It was manic. There was stuff everywhere. There was blokes here, there. It was a small print company. Very small, but they got stuff everywhere. I said to him who I was from, what company. And I've come to pick up 4 boxes. And he went, well, there's what you're picking up. And that ain't going in there. It was 4 pallets. Not 4 boxes at all. 4 pallets. I went, are you sure? I says, I've got the reference. He went, yep, it's 4 pallets. He put down 4 boxes, small van. So, on the phone to the shipper, and he was like, let me just phone my customer. He said, he's the one that's told us it was 4 boxes. He said, can I phone you straight back? I went, yeah, I'll stay on site. He phoned me up. He went, he's cocked up completely, mate. He says, it is 4 pallets. I've got to get a 7.5 tonner because they're a ton each. They're a good weight. They're like half a ton each or something. Somewhat heavy. He said, I've got to get something heavy. He said, I'm really sorry. He says, oh, no problem. He says, tell me what you weigh, what your cancellation fee is. I said, well, it's 30 quid because I travelled about 10 miles. It cost me about an hour in total. And he went, mate, that's absolutely fine. I'll sort that out. So that's good. I mean, it happens. His customer told him the wrong number, and his customer's paying for that. That's up to him. But yeah, it happens. So I've got a cancelled job, 30 quid. So I'm still in Basildon then. I'm sat in Basildon. Job comes up then from Wickford to Stratford. Not upon Avon though. Stratford, London. It's where the Olympics was, literally. And I thought, do I want to go into Stratford, London? But Stratford's okay. You don't go too close. You're going into London. You can also quote quite high. I've found, through my experience, I quote over £1 a mile to go in there. And I did. From Wickford to Stratford, it was 30 mile. Might not have been. Something about that. I quoted 40 quid and got it. And it was 1 box. I went to Wickford. It was a little unit. And then I just finished it. 1 box. And I just trundled in to Stratford, north of the Blackwall Tunnel, and yeah, it was quite good because I got very close to where the Olympics was. And where I went to, it was a big company, so I knew I was going to get parking and all that. It wasn't a case of struggling to park. Yeah, I went all past where the athletes' village was and all that. Yeah, that's been turned into posh flats, loads of cafes and stuff around there. Went into there. Delivered. It was lunchtime there, but they was quite happy. They took the box. Bloke in a 7.5 tonner got 7 pallets. He told me he got to wait till after lunch, but I had a chat with him. I said to him, is it all right if I stay here while I do paperwork? What I really was doing was looking for a job at home then. So they said, yeah. So I chatted with him, had a good chat with him, guy from Leicester. Lovely bloke. And then I'm looking for another job. I want 1 job home then. I've done 3 jobs. Well, I haven't. I had a cancelled job. but I was up to 75 and 70, 145. So all I wanted was a 50 quid, 55 quid to get me up and get me home. But sometimes it's an aggro, so I thought I'm going to come out of there, I'm going to head north, get near the M25, near a junction along the M25. My plan was to get somewhere but near the bottom of the M11 and see if I could pick something up round there to go up the M11 up to Cambridge, Huntingdon, or to go up the M1, if I could get something up near Northampton. And so it happened. A job popped up Stanmore to Daventry, which is 20 miles from where I live. And I wanted the job. I'd got a good way to get to it. I've got to go, with the traffic, about 45 minutes. Weren't mega mileage, but mega time. And I wanted to get home, and I quoted 50. And it was, all in, it worked out about 55, 56 pence. But it was my home, getting me home. I started at 9:15. I was going to be done by half five. Traffic good, it would have been 5. But hey, Friday traffic, no need to tell you about Friday traffic. It's just bloody nightmare, especially M25, M1. It just is. That is it. So I picked that up. It was documents. Again, I'm carrying nothing. The only time I've carried weight this week is them brackets that weighed loads. I'm not even putting pallet on the back. It's one box. It's very quick work, and that suits me. So all good. Dropped that one in Daventry. I was there at 4:30, and I popped out. I was home. I got some fuel right there at the end of the road, and I was home 5:15. So I only did best part of 8 hours, 8.5 hours. 8.5 hours. That was leisurely. Had a break as well at one of the stops, and got £195 for 282 miles. So the council job definitely helps, because you're doing I've done 10 miles to get to it, but 30 quid paid on that. So my mileage is up there, so I could afford the dead mileage, like to go round to Stanmore, which it was. That was dead mileage, really. I didn't price that in the job. And from Daventry to home, I still end up with 69 pence per mile that day, which is okay. I'll take that. If I can get 65 average, I'm pretty happy. So then, Saturday didn't work yesterday. That was a nice leisurely day. Cleared out a shed, actually. It wasn't leisurely at all. Yeah, it's one of them jobs I put off, and yeah, so I spent half the day clearing a shed out. But hey, that was it. And then this morning, I got that little job. I got it on Friday. I quoted for it on Friday, and it was pick up Rothwell, which is 15 miles from where I was, 16 miles from where I am, 15, 16 miles. Pick 3 COVID test kits up from one house, take them to Northampton, to Brackmills, which is where the lab is, and home. And Brackmills is 3 miles away. So I literally did a round trip. I got 35 quid. It took me an hour, and I did 36.5 miles, roughly £1 a mile. I think I worked it out at 90-something pence a mile, but hey, it's an hour's work on a Sunday morning. Wife's at work, she's still at work now, so didn't worry about it. It was a 10:30 pickup. I hadn't even got to get to bed early. Yeah, easy job. So for the week, mileage this week was 1,287, which for me is quite low. But I had Wednesday off. I had a really bitty week. And it's funny, my wife says, you've had a real week where it's stop, start, stop, start. I've done a lot more jobs than I've normally do this week. If I count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've done 17 jobs this week in 4.5 days. So 16 jobs in 4 days, 4 a day, and then one little job today. So 1287 mileage. Money's 832 because there are a lot of little jobs, no big uns, no long uns, and it works out 65 pence a mile. And I did 36 hours duty time, all time, including breaks. So not too shabby a week. Also on a Friday, on the way back from Daventry, I did pick up a load for Monday. So I've got tomorrow sorted already. It's from the shipper that uses me quite a lot. In fact, he uses me like, he don't even phone, put it on CX, he just phones me, says, I've got a load, I'm interested. He knows the rate. I said, well, if it's, you know my rate, if it's that, yeah, book it in. And he wants it picked up Friday, and you have to keep it and deliver it Monday, which I don't charge him because he gives me a lot of work. And they're normally 4 or 5 boxes. They're 7 boxes. I don't leave them on my van. I back the van up, and they come in the house. Got them, they're over there. They're over there. You can probably see them over there, behind all that junk. Yeah. 7 boxes, 1 drop, Bristol. Yes. So we've got 87 on that. That's the mileage. He just does it exactly what it is, which is fair enough. You don't round it down, you don't round it up. It's what it is. So I get my mileage, and I've got a flexi booking time. What that means is they open about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I can be there at 8 o'clock. I've got to get it delivered by 2. I get there. I will be there between 8 and 8:30 Monday, because Bristol at 8:30 you're going to get a great job, and I'm already 87 quid in the bank. So Monday's looking good. Next week's looking a lot better, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I can stay out. I can do a lot more longer jobs, and I ain't got to worry about getting home. I'll either hotel it, short hotel, or as Neptune the courier man says, Hotel Belingo, which is what it's likely to be. But if I earn enough and I can get a cheap hotel for 25 quid, 28 quid, 30 quid, I may hotel it. But yeah, next week I'm hoping to crack on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, definitely. Thursday we've got to get back, because believe it or not, I'm going to see Jim Davidson in concert. My God, that should be interesting. Yeah, we've booked it. It's the cheapest tickets we've got, so we're going with friends. And then Friday, the Mighty Saints are back playing. We shan't mention last week because they lost to Wasps. They played like donkeys, but they're at home. Friday night game. I like to get home Friday anyway, so that's good. So, thanks for listening. It's 20 odd minutes of rabbit again. 97 subscribers. Excellent. I wonder if we can get over 100 this week. If you like, subscribe or comment. I've answered a few comments this week, actually, more than I've had ever. Someone asked me about insurance, goods in transit, public liability, and obviously hire and reward insurance. It works out roughly about, to me, well, it can work anything really. I've got all mine together. When I mean that, they're all together. I've got them under one broker. But I should get it a lot cheaper this year because it was cocked up. I ended up messing around, and yeah, it cost me a fair bit. So I'm hoping to save a bit of money this time. I'm due at the end of November for my insurance. I should start looking at. I am starting already looking around. My broker is going to have to come up with something cheaper, or so I'm going to be looking elsewhere. But I hope I answered the question for the guy that asked me. I answered him a couple of times. There's another lad who's hoping to start up in February, asked me a few questions. I hope you got the right answers. You said as though you did. It's only my opinion though. It's only what I do. I've been doing this almost a year now. I started in November last year. But I've been in transport before that for 20 years. I only come out of it for 10 years and it hasn't altered a lot. It's just got even more manic. But I hope I answered your question. Hope you're all making money. Gonna chill out now, wait for the wife to come home. It's 2:45, gonna watch a bit of rugby. Hope you're all making money. Speak to you. I'll do a video hopefully probably Wednesday.